Okay, let's see moving iron as ammeter. So how you gonna use it, moving iron instrument as ammeter? So this is the arrangement of using moving iron as ammeter. So here you can see this is your ammeter, this is your moving iron, which is with having resistance Rm and Lm inductance. Now since you are using it as an ammeter, there will be a shunt resistance and inductance as well. So RSH, LSH. The current going to the moving iron is Im. The current going to the shunt branch is ISH, and total current is I. And input, AC input is given from here. Okay. So you can see in PMMC what we had only one resistance and two resistances, and there were no inductances in PMMC or moving coil when we were using it as a ammeter. But here you can see inductance are also into the consideration, and you can apply AC input as well. Okay, so what will happen? The current, if you will calculate in two branches by using current division rule, what you will get is Im, which is the current in this branch, moving iron branch, is I into RSH plus j omega LSH, the resistance, the impedance in this branch, divided by total impedance, that is RSH, LSH, j omega LM, RSH, j omega LSH. Okay, so total of all RSH, RM, j omega LSH, j omega LM. Okay, this will be the current in this branch. So if you take the modulus, this will be mod under root RSH square plus omega LSH square divided by under root Rm plus RSH whole square plus omega square LSH plus LM whole square. Just I have taken the mod of these quantities. Similarly, you can calculate the current across this branch as well. That will be ISH. Now I have written directly the modulus value. So that is mod of I under root Rm square plus omega Lm whole square divided by under root this same term. Okay, so when I calculated Im, I took numerator resistance this, inductance this, impedance this, and when I calculated ISH, I have taken this as a numerator impedance. Okay, so once you get these two quantities, you can see they are dependent on frequency. So if you divide both of them, the denominator will get cancelled, and what you will get under root RSH whole square plus omega square LSH square divided by Rm square plus omega square Lm square. If you take RSH and Rm common, RSH Rm, you will get under root 1 plus omega square LSH divided by RSH whole square divided by under root 1 plus omega square Lm divided by Rm whole square. This is mod Im divided by mod ISH. Now if you keep these two quantities same, means LSH divided by RSH is equal to Lm divided by Rm, or you can say the time constant of shunt side equal to the time constant of this Im side, then it will not be dependent upon the frequency. Okay, so you can see that when the time constant of this branch and this branch will be equal, these two terms will be equal, and that Im divided by ISH will be RSH divided by Rm. Okay, that will be independent of frequency now. So this will be the moving iron ammeter configuration, and it will be independent of frequency when you will keep the time constant of both the branches equal. Okay. Now on the same note, let's see moving iron used as a voltmeter. So this will be the arrangement of moving iron as voltmeter. So you can see this is the voltmeter, moving iron with resistance Rm and Lm in series, and there is a very high resistance Rs, and because of its high value, the internal inductance related to this resistance is ignored. Okay, because the value of Rs is very high, and you have seen in the voltmeter the series resistance is very high. Now in PMMC moving coil, we saw that this inductor was not there, only two resistance was there. Now but here in the moving iron case, you have an inductor as well. You can apply an AC volt V, and the voltage across the moving iron is Vm. So you can calculate the value of Vm by applying voltage division, and I am writing it the mod value. So mod Vm is equal to mod V, voltage division, under root Rm square plus omega square Lm square divided by under root Rs plus Rm whole square plus omega square Lm square. So now you can see this is the voltage across the moving iron. You can see it is dependent upon frequency, so it's a problem. So that's why what we do, we include a capacitor in parallel with the RS, which is called as compensating capacitor, which will compensate the effect of inductor in series. Okay, so that you won't get a voltage across moving iron dependent upon frequency. So your arrangement with compensating capacitor will be like this: RS, CC, RM, LM. This will be the input voltage applied, and here you can measure the voltage. Now the value of the procedure will be same whatever we have done here. Okay, you can apply voltage division and calculate the voltage across the moving iron. Okay, but the value of compensating capacitor will be 0.41 Lm divided by RS square. This came from by equating the imaginary part of the whole impedance equal to 0. Okay, because we don't want our circuit to depend upon frequency, that's why we did. And when you will do that, you will get CC equal to 0.41 Lm divided by RS square, or you can write it in another fashion, that is CC RS, 1 RS I bought here, so CC into RS is equal to 0.41 Lm divided by RS. Now if you look closely, this is the time constant of this guy and this is the time constant of this guy. Okay, so time constant of C I am writing the time constant of this RC circuit equal to 0.41 into time constant of this inductive circuit. Okay, so if the time constant is related in this fashion, then your voltmeter will not be dependent upon frequency. Okay, so I hope you got the feel how to make it frequency independent and how to use the moving iron as voltmeter. Okay, so yeah, this is it.